Hi friends, thank you so much for stopping by to check out my new recipe. This week I'm going to be making low carb taco burritos. One of my friends at work, Jillian, made these with chicken, and I'm not sure of her exact recipe, but I kind of stole her idea. I don't know where she got it, and made my own with it. So for this recipe, you will need the ever-loving Pam Spray. You will need a pound of ground beef or meat of your choice, a packet of taco seasoning. I always try and get the lower sodium, a can of black beans, or you can spice it up and do any kind of beans that you have, a can of corn. I usually, when I made this before a couple weeks ago, I used just a can of diced tomatoes, but I had one of these from Aldi's, and it is diced tomatoes with green chilies in it, so I was like, why not? Can of those. You're going to need also one of my famous staples, the Mission Carb Balance flour tortillas. I always get the flour ones. I never get the wheat ones. I don't like the taste of them. So you're going to need, this makes about 10 burritos, depending on how full you stuff them. So you're going to need at least a pack of these. And then, of course, cheese. Cheese I get from Aldi, best price ever. This is the Mexican blend. This happens to be the reduced fat one. So yeah, this is what you're going to need to make it. So you're going to spray your skillet with Pam Spray. And this just goes to show how flexible you can be with different things. All I had was the patties, and I'm just going to throw them all together and just saute it and make it like it's not even patties. Dump those in there. As you guys can see, I don't even have my apron on today. I'm so excited for baseball season to start that I was like, I'm busting out my jersey, repping number 12, Francisco Lindor, my good friend. And what we are going to do is, if you have patties like I do, mash them up. And while this is sauteing, you can drain your canned goods. So these are black beans. I really like black beans in this. And you just want to make sure that you drain these really well. And the corn and the diced tomatoes or whatever you choose to put in it. So while this is browning, you can go ahead and get your canned goods nice and drained. Make sure you drain them really good. Once the ground beef is almost done, you are going to add your taco seasoning. And I completely forgot, you're also going to need, from the back of the taco seasoning mix, it tells you to mix 2/3 cup of water with taco seasoning and meat. I always go for half of a cup. I think 2/3 of a cup is, and I don't know why, if anybody else grew up like doing this, but anyways, so I'm going to sprinkle this on here, and I'm just going to turn this on low. And add my water in. Also, you're going to want to preheat the oven to 350. I'm not sure if I said that earlier, but you're going to want to preheat it to 350. Mix this up really good. So you're going to continue to stir this. I'm so glad that I only used a half a cup of water instead of 2/3 cup. Not that it's that much different, but I don't want it to be runny. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add in the beans and the corn and the tomatoes. And corn. I used to really try and stay away from corn after my surgery just because of the carbs, and I have realized that if you're putting it in a large recipe like this, something that's going to make like 10 or more servings, it's not all that bad. Like I said in like my first video, it's everything in moderation. So I'm not just sitting down eating a can of corn. I am putting it in something that is going to be essentially 10 servings. So it's all about balance. So I love corn. It is one of my favorite foods. I never sit down and just eat corn, but I will put it in stuff. And on a day when I, eat something like this, I might run a little bit. I might try and just move a little bit more. Not always. It's not to the point that any time that I eat any kind of starch or carb that I'm going to run to the gym and run or work out. It's not about self-sabotage, but it's just about balance. So once you have your mixture all mixed together, I get a little baking tray and I always line it with foil. Shiny side down, my mom's always told me. But I think it just makes it so much easier for when you're going to do the dishes. If any of them, if any of the little burritos will come apart, then you don't have to scrub the pan. So I don't know, it's just a little trick that I do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray this with Pam Spray just to prevent any sticking, just a little bit. And what I'm going to do is my low carb wraps, I'm going to just start filling them with this and then laying them on my tray. So I literally just put 2, maybe 3 tablespoons. But as you can see, not a ton. This is the amount that I have in there. And then depending on if you want cheese on them or not, of course I do, I literally just take my Mexican cheese blend and sprinkle not even a tablespoon on there. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap these like this. And it's nice because literally they look like this when they're done. Like a little nurse's hat. That's what they look like. And then just lay them on my tray. You can put them super close together. They don't expand at all. I've made these a few times. Another great thing about these, I know I say this with a lot of stuff, but I freeze these. And the other night at work, I was so busy, and I literally had the night before taken one of these out, and I literally heated this up in the microwave, and I was able to snack on it all throughout my shift. Not all throughout my shift, but I could grab a bite here or there, and literally just like that. And you just do this until this is gone. Sometimes if I run out of wraps, I will just eat a little bowl of this. Some people that don't like corn, you could honestly just put another can of beans, like a can of light kidney beans or anything. But I usually like to do 3 types of canned goods because it helps it go a little bit further. So just another view of what it looks like when I'm filling these to get a better idea. This is a pretty large tortilla shell, so this might take a little bit more filling. But there's no right or wrong way. Little bit of cheese, and then I just turn it like this and fold it. I used to work at Subway when I was younger, so that's where I get my burrito wrapping skills. But literally there is so much filling, I had to get another tray. This one's also large. these all filled. I actually already have 9 of them in the oven and 4 of them here, so it made 13 of them. What you're going to want to do before you pop them in the oven is spray a little bit of Pam Spray on top. It helps them to get like crispy. And we're going to pop these ones in too. And I let them bake for anywhere from like 15, usually 20 minutes. I like them to get nice and crispy. So we pop them in there. We'll see what they look like when they get out. Once they come out of the oven and they are done, they look like this. And once you let them cool for just a little bit, because the contents inside is going to be really hot, you can serve them right away. You can top them with salsa or guacamole or reduced fat sour cream. I put mine in a little baggie like this and freeze. I'll probably freeze all of these and take 2 of them for the next 2 days of my lunch, but it's just a super, super easy way if you're in a hurry to grab something that's frozen and go. But they are wonderful served right away as well. So I hope you guys enjoy. And thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next week.